scholars, they would travel in the heat, in that sun. And I want you brothers to focus here. There's no car, there's no aeroplane, there's no air conditioner. They are walking in the desert, in the heat. Some of them walked and never took no riding beast. Baqiyat ibn Makhlad said, I never took a riding beast. You know where he came from, brothers? He came from Andalus, modern time Spain. And where did he walk to? Baghdad, Iraq. Wow. To meet who? Ahmed ibn Hanbal. And you know what happened? When he reached Iraq, he came to Baghdad, and he's entering Baghdad, they told him he walked. No horse, no camel. He reached Baghdad. As soon as he reached Baghdad, they told him Imam Ahmed is in house prison. He's not allowed to narrate. The leader put him in what? His house prisoned. He cannot leave the house. His house is arrested. Ahmed cannot leave, Ahmed cannot narrate. So Baqiyat ibn Makhlad, he said, I came to the masjid, sad, heartbroken. I traveled for months. I come to Baghdad to meet Ahmed ibn Muhammad ibn Hanbal. And now I'm told he's in his house, he's prisoned, he cannot come out, he cannot talk to anybody. The government has put sanctions on him. So he went into the masjid and he sat down. And as he was sitting in the masjid, he saw a man. This man was narrating hadith. And the people would ask him about a man. And they would say, what do you think of so and so? Because the chain. And he would say, don't take so and so's narrations. So and so's narrations are good. And he was doing jarh wa ta'dil, praising and criticizing narrators. So I asked the people, I said, who's this man? And it was said to me, Abu Zakariya Yahya ibn Ma'in. This man's Yahya ibn Ma'in. And I said, is this Yahya ibn Ma'in? Yahya was famous, was well known. Then he said, I put my hand up. I said, what do you say about Ahmed ibn Muhammad ibn Hanbal? What do you say about who? Ahmed ibn Hanbal. What's your view regarding Ahmed ibn Hanbal? The reason why he asked is because he wants Yahya ibn Ma'in to criticize Ahmed ibn Hanbal, and if he does criticize it, at least in his heart he feels that my journey was not a waste. Yeah? At least I came, it wasn't the right person to come to. Yahya ibn Ma'in said, Mithli yus'alu an Ahmed. Somebody like me is asked about Ahmed. Ahmed yus'alu anni. Ask Ahmed about me. Then my sadness increased even more. I'm now the man. So he said, I went to Ahmed's house. I said, I cannot stay in Baghdad for too long. The money I have, brothers, you have to realize, brothers, the money he has is not too much. He can't. This is all calculated for them. So he said, I went to Ahmed ibn Hanbal, I knocked on his door. I said, Ahmed, ana rajulun gharib. I'm a stranger. I'm a foreigner. I'm not from your town. I'm not from here. Ahmed said, where are you from? He said, I'm from Andalus. Ahmed said, that's a very far place. Brothers, again, no airplane. In that desert he walked. Ahmed said, I'm imprisoned. The leader doesn't allow me to narrate. So I can't narrate to you. He said, listen. Every day I will come to you as a beggar. I'll dress up like a beggar. And I will knock on your door, just tell me one or two hadith and I'll leave you. Ahmed looked at him for a while and he said, okay. Baqiyah ibn Makhlad came to Ahmed and he took hadith bit by bit. 3-4 hadiths. 3-4 hadiths. 3-4-5 hadiths like that. Until guess what? He had the biggest musnad in Islam. His musnad is the biggest musnad that was written in Islam. Are you with me, brothers? Even bigger than Musnad Imam Ahmed himself. But it got lost. The Musnad of Imam Ahmed, Musnad of Baqiyat ibn Makhlad got what? It got lost. It's from the books that when the Tatar came to the Muslim world, they took it and they threw it into the ocean. Pay attention here, brothers. Baqiyat ibn Baqiyat. I just want to show you, as the poet said, Abu Tib al-Mutanabbi said, إذا كانت النفوس كبارة تعبت في مرادها الأجسام. When the person, brothers, has high aspirations, the body cannot keep up with your aspiration, so the body suffers. Baqiyat ibn Makhlad, he reached a point where Imam Ahmed, when he got taken out of prison from his house and he was allowed to narrate, Ahmed used to have a gathering and he would narrate and he would look for Baqiyah. What's Baqi? Ta'al. And Ahmed would say, sit next to me. And he would tell the people, this is Baqiyah ibn Makhlad. And Imam Ahmed would praise him. Baqiyah went to Andalus, to his place. And at that time, Andalus did not have hadith. The knowledge of hadith was not strong. He was the one who brought the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ to where? To Andalus. The point of the story is, brothers, is what? رحلة في طلب العلم. How these scholars, they what? They traveled. And they went, not weeks or months, but what? Some of them years. Some of them when they traveled and they came to the funeral of the person that we were trying to take the narration from. Funeral. And some of them, because of the heat, the sun, and the hot temperature, some of them, their urine turned into blood. They started urinating. They started to urinate blood because of the heat. But that didn't still stop them. Some of them, they heard a scholar is alive and he's got a hadith, and they want to go and they want to take the hadith from him. And you know what they will do? They don't have the money for it. They don't have the ticket and the means to get there. So what do? They take their children's pots and pans and the kids' food and they take it to the market, and whatever money it becomes, he takes that money and he goes. Yeah. They will sell their kids' food and their kids' pans and the pots in the house just so they can get a journey to the destination and back to narrate the hadith.